Steel prices have been on a tear, as we at ET now have been highlighting for a while now. Steel spreads as well are at a multi-year high. Many are terming this as a super cycle that commodities are in the midst of. So we spoke to Steel Authority of India. Remember that the company has, of course, been having a tough few years with the steel cycle not being in its favor, plus its own, inefficiencies and issues that it had to overcome. But now with the steel cycle being in its favor, we also have a new chairman as well at the helm of affairs of Steel Authority of India, Mrs. Soma Mondal. So we decided to catch up with her, and she believes that firstly, when it comes to steel prices, when it comes to demand, this scenario may be here to stay for a while, because there has been a ramping up of demand from the construction space, from the capital goods space, and various other steel consuming industries, which definitely does bode well. Furthermore, what's also being supportive is the fact that iron ore prices as well have risen quite significantly. Remember that NMDC once again went on to the trajectory of increasing the prices of its lumps and fines, so that as well is further providing major support to steel prices. When asked on what she believes is going to be the sustainability of these demand levels and this pricing level, well, first up, she did caution that, these high steel prices may encourage a lot of unviable steel capacities to come back into production. So that may put some pressure on steel prices, but largely the next 1 or 2 quarters appear to remain the same. In fact, she also says that demand could continue for the next 2 years as well. Now let's talk about Steel Authority of India in particular, because this is the company that everyone is most interested in. We've seen a massive rally as well in the share price recently. It's at more than 90 rupees per share, which is itself at a multi-year high. So now, the key issue with SAIL has been, there have been 2 key issues. One has been on its higher conversion cost. The second has been on its debt. So debt, it has managed to bring down very well. In April, she marks that the debt was at 50,000 crores. As on March, it's roughly at about 35,000 crores. However, Mrs. Mondal does say that we must bring down debt further, because they want to then move on to expanding capacities as well. So the deleveraging must happen so that the expansion, the next phase of capex, does happen. On conversion costs, the reason why their conversion costs are a little higher compared to other steel companies and peers is because of the wages and salaries. However, they do have good operating leverage. So once volumes picks up, which it is, by the way, picking up, these higher volumes will help bring down conversion costs. Remember that SAIL had increased the capacity, from 13 million ton to 21 million ton. The target, of course, was delayed quite significantly, but it finally did do so. In fact, Ms. Mondal does say that the March production, if you annualize it, it essentially shows that you've actually managed to ramp up your utilization to almost the whole of the capacity that SAIL does have. So this should essentially bode well for SAIL. She also notes that the past steel cycles have been a little short, but she expects that this demand could continue for the next 2 years. The world over, you're not seeing much steel capacities being added except for India. So all of this should bode well for steel prices, demand, as well as for Steel Authority of India.